Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we will learn how to create test cycles in JIRA. In previous sessions, we have understood how to install Zephyr test management plugin and then how to add test cases or edit test cases or clone test cases. So once you have created the test cases and the test cases are approved by the business analyst or the relevant stakeholders for the particular release, then you need to create the test cycle and do the execution. You need to create test cycle for a particular release or version of the build, and then add those test cases in that version, do the execution, and mark the test cases as pass or fail depending how the build is behaving. So to start creating the test cycle, this will be mostly taken care by the test lead or the test manager of the project. And to create the test cycle, you just need to go to the top header and click on the tests tab and click on plan test cycle. Right now, under plan test cycle, you'll see that there are the releases available. Right, so releases are basically provided or created by the project administrator or JIRA project administrator or JIRA administrator. So these releases has to be there in JIRA in order to for you to plan the test cycle, right? So for example, version 2.0 release has already been created by the project administrator and it's available. So version 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, all these releases are unreleased and are available. So we can plan our test cycles for these particular versions which are unreleased. So to create a test cycle, you just need to click on this create cycle, the plus icon here, and it will open the cycle. So you need to select the version under which you want to create a new cycle and just provide the name of the cycle you're creating. So I'll say SIT cycle 1. Okay, and then if you want to provide the detail or any description for the cycle, environment details, for example, I'll say Windows plus I for all the UI related test cases, and then select the date from and to date for which you want to do the execution. So that's optional. It's up to you whether you want to provide the date or not, and click on save. Okay, so you can see sit cycle 1 has been created. So if you go to the version 2.0, you can see on line 2.1 and sit cycle 1 below that has been created. Right. Now, what all options are available for the cycle that you create? So if you click on that particular cycle, you can add the test cases to the cycle. You can add folder below that. You can edit the cycle, delete cycle. You can clone the cycle as well and export the cycle. So adding the test cases basically add the sit test cases below this particular cycle. So for example, SIT will have a combination of, like the UI test cases, middleware test cases. So you can create different folders for those test cases, and then add those test cases within that cycle. So I can say I'll add UI folder below sit cycle 1, and then add another folder for middleware, and then add test cases to these folders. So if you just click on add test and then just start selecting the test cases from this drop down that you want to add in this particular folder under that cycle. So I'll select 25, 26, whichever are applicable for the UI. Just select those test cases, pretty easy, and then assignment is pretty easy as well. You can either assign to yourself or to the person in the team. So as a test lead, you'll be planning the test cases and then assigning it to the particular member of your team. So just select, so for example, these test cases need to be executed by Mary. Just select the person whom you want to assign these test cases for execution and click on add. All right. and you can see 4 test cases have been added under the UI folder of SIT cycle 1, and the status showing as unexecuted, and the assignee is Mary. So now Mary will get notification that these 4 test cases have been assigned to her, and she'll take care of the execution of these particular test cases under SIT cycle 1. So this is this is all about creating the test cycle in JIRA, editing the cycle, deleting the cycle, and then adding folder below the cycle and adding test cases and assigning the test cases to a particular tester within the project. In the next tutorial, we will learn how you can execute test cases in JIRA. Thank you.